Hey guys, Chef Chuck here with another Pekinash video. Today we're doing another Chef Chuck favorite, right? It's a cumin infused milk ball. So it's essentially cumin infused chocolate milk. Then we're gonna put it in our little fancy mold here through the holes in the top, right? We're gonna put it in the freezer. We're gonna take them out. We're gonna dip them in chocolate. We're gonna put them back in the refrigerator so the frozen center liquefies, and then you have this hard shell on the outside. Just one note, don't take a bite out of it. You got to eat the whole thing, right? Oh, it's so good. Explosion. Explosion in your mouth. Explosion shooting out your mouth. We're going to venture away from Valrhona today and kind of reconnect with a brand I've used in the past. When I was the pastry chef at the Slanted Door in San Francisco, it's on the Embarcadero in the ferry building, right? And just down the Embarcadero a little ways is the Tcho chocolate factory, right? Really, really, really good stuff. Local chocolate maker. It's great to support local, fine chocolate makers, of course. So today I found this 95% Tcho chocolate. This is big, bold, intense, and I got really excited. 95% is the combination of cocoa liqueur and cocoa butter. That combination is cocoa mass, right? So this chocolate bar is 95% cocoa mass. The remaining 5% sugar, right? So this is gonna be super bold and intense, and I just wanna eat some right now. Chuck. Yeah! So now we're gonna make the cumin infusion milk cream chocolate milk. Burp. Right? So we've got our milk. Bloop, 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 bloop. Cream. Cumin. And our sugar. So what we're gonna do with this, mix it around. We're gonna bring it to a boil. We're gonna turn the heat off. Then we're gonna cover it tightly with plastic, which is what I need to start doing with my big fat belly soon. Or just do some cardio. All right, so when it does that, turn it off. And now we're gonna cover it with a little bit of plastico and let it steep for 15 minutes. And then we're gonna resume our recipe. What? There you go, guys. Let it steep. There should be a little dome there, little crystal ball later in a few minutes. And then I'll tell you guys your fortune, right? Welcome back. Now we're going to take off the plastic. Nice and heated and infused. Yeah, nice and cuminy. Now we're going to add our cocoa powder. Okay? You may or may not need to turn the heat on, but I'm going to do it just for a little insurance, right? All we're gonna do with this is just make sure all the cocoa is melted. And then I'm gonna taste it because I like tasting things. It's very good to taste things, to know what you're doing, right? Delicious. Delicious. So you want to make sure you don't have any little undissolved or unmelted cocoa powder. You want to make sure it's nice and smooth. But just for a little extra insurance, I have my trusty little strainer. Ooh. So I'm going to strain this mixture carefully directly into the little carafe. looks great. So now comes the fun part, putting this inside through those tiny little holes. Right. All right, so I'm going to utilize a little bit of suction here. I had a longer syringe, of course, without a needle, but it had a pointy plastic tip. I misplaced that, so anyway, this is the next thing I could find. This will work just fine. So I'm going to squeeze it, make sure the lid's on tight, dip it in, and it's going to fill up with some of the cocoa. All right, so I got some in here. I'm going to squeeze the bottle a little bit to create suction so I have a little bit of control. Put it in the top and fill her up. Right. All right, let's put the tip in, fill her up. Milk ball-orama. Just going to go back through and just fill them up as much as possible. You can see the rings, the condensation disappears. I fill them up right to the lip. I am going to leave those in the freezer overnight so they get nice and frozen, and then I'm going to pull them out tomorrow one by one and dip each one in the chocolate. And then I'm going to put them back in the refrigerator like I said earlier and let them thaw. The next day they're going to be glorious explosions of chocolate cuminous in your mouth. Yes. And now I'm preparing the chocolate. So I'm going to chop it up in tiny little powdery pieces, as you can see there. And we're going to melt it to about 120 degrees. I'm just trying to, we're going to keep the chocolate at 120 at the hotter end. Because if the chocolate is cooler than that, say around a tempered state, 89, 90 degrees Fahrenheit, when you dip a frozen ball into that, the chocolate is going to crystallize much faster, creating a thicker coat, right? If it's 120 degrees, 118, you're taking that frozen ball, dipping it in the hot chocolate, more of the chocolate's going to come off, drip off of the ball, and you're going to be left with a thinner shell. Right? Right. Yeah. Chippy, choppy, chippy. Watch out for your fingy. Chippy, choppy. Zap it. 30-second, 15-second increments, right? Okay, everybody. So I've got a ball on a skewer, right? Dip it in there, make sure you get all the way around up to the top, right? You got to remember that this is going to liquefy inside. And you want to get this off. Okay. Don't worry about that part because we'll come right back over and just cap it off. Okay. So we're doing these one by one because when this starts to melt, you're going to get water, right? And what happens when you mix water with chocolate? It seizes, right? So that means the fat's going to get all lumpy, it's going to get bloomy and white and streaky, and it's just going to lose everything. So then we're going to have a big mess. So don't do it. Ta-da! So now we're going to put them in the refrigerator overnight. The center is going to thaw and liquefy. Then we get to have one of these lovely little morsels in our mouths. Right? Hopefully you're sharing with your friends. Don't be greedy. It's not good to be greedy. Okay. Our little milk balls have been in the refrigerator overnight and they're thawed and juicy in the middle. Mmm. Let's see what happens with this one when we break it open. Ready? Yeah. Nice and soft, liquidy. The center, I think it's very, very delicious. So, my finish for these is a little bit of ground cumin again, right? I'm just gonna put just a little bit on top. It's just a tiny little detail. Obviously it's gonna add to the flavor a little bit more. And there is a little bit of condensation on the outside of these, just from the thawing and the refrigerating. And that's fine. Not a big deal. Right? So that's it, guys. Chocolate cumin milk balls. What? Wow. I'm gonna eat one now. Oh yeah. So you guys, remember, pecan nosh. This is a pecan nosh recipe. This is one of Chef Chuck's pecan nosh recipes. It's one of my favorite things to eat. It's a perfect little snack, right? You can also eat these frozen if you want, once they're dipped in chocolate. Anyway, hit subscribe, turn on your notifications to get notified for videos released every Friday at 12 noon. You sit there at lunch on Friday afternoon and you think to yourself, I have people coming over this weekend. Oh my God, what am I gonna make them? I don't know, let's check out the pecan nosh video. Ooh, look, they have a new one. Let's go make it, it's easy. Oh,